John Pemberton, the industrial designer for Sinclair Radionics, and John had been there for quite a long time. You know, by the time we're talking now, 1975, he must have been there 6, 7 or 8 years. So John had done, you know, the Black Watch, all the fantastic calculators, the first pocket TV, that sort of stuff. And I'd graduated and I was living in North Wales, in Conway, with my girlfriend, and she had a job and I was applying for jobs like, I was getting desperate, anything, you know, driving little old ladies around in a minibus. I applied for a job in an aluminium foundry, grave digging job, you know, anything, absolutely anything. And this telegraph appeared out of the blue and it said, ring me ASAP, John P. So John P was John Pemberton. I thought, ASAP, what's ASAP? Yeah, great, you know, I figured it out eventually. I'm going to ask somebody, who must have looked at me like I had 10 heads. And so I got in contact with John and he said, look, I'm leaving Sinclair Research, I think it was called Science of Cambridge in those days, and I've got this fantastic job with ITT in Europe. ITT want to set up a design research centre in Harlow, and I'm heading that up, and we're looking for someone to take my place, and Clive wondered if you'd be interested. I mean, I remember thinking, well, yes, please, but, you know, I'm a postgraduate, I know nothing. You know, John was a staggeringly accomplished, fantastic designer, most knowledgeable person I've ever met, you know, certainly in all matters design and engineering, and to think you could step into someone's shoes like that was just impossible. So, you know, never mind that, let's be emotional. Went for the interview and got the job. And I think there was about a 3-month overlap between myself and John Pemberton. Now, John had just done the industrial design for the ZX80, and so he was putting this into production, and so I ended up taking over putting the ZX80 into production, which is a complete nightmare, because, you know, if there's one thing you're not going to know about having spent 4 years at university or college, polytechnic, whatever you want to call it, is they try, but there's no practical knowledge. You simply have had no experience, and there is no real theory that will work on putting something into production, you know. But anyhow, John's parting words were fantastic, and they are so true. It was something like, look, just apply common sense, and the bits you don't know about, because you can't, because you haven't had the experience yet, you just muddle through it, okay, in a way that it's not too obvious that you're muddling through. And you know, it's true. Everything is common sense, and if you can then add a bit of experience, which you can only get one way, it's a great recipe. Anyhow, it worked for me.